Hi guys, welcome back on the part two. I am speaking with special guest Leon Bassene. We are discussing the frequency in emotions, so many layers to emotions. Like, did you know that there is a difference between emotions and feelings? Does emotions have a gender? And how do you balance your own emotions? But let's explore it a little bit deeper as I await for Leon's return. And guys, thank you, Sandy. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. I hope you're enjoying the talk. Let's get in a little bit deeper now. Let's do it. Let's wait for Lee to join us. Here we go. Hi, Lee. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Let's get into it. Lee, where are you? Let me go find him. I don't see him. He's disappeared. It's all good. Let's just wait for a moment for Lee to return. In the meanwhile, guys, what are you thinking of the conversation? What haven't I touched upon so far? Is there anything you want to share from your own perspective on anything to do with emotions? I'd like to go into shortly about how we handle our anxieties or depression or things of that nature. The nervous disposition that we have sometimes, and how we handle that sometimes in social environments, perhaps. So I'm gonna await for Lee's return, and we can explore further. I think Lee's ran away from me. Lee, where are you, my hat twin? Where have you gone? Hang on, where is he? Let's give him a message. Sandy, talk to me. What are you saying? Let's see. You say you think that we behave differently in different situations, but when do you compromise who you are just to satisfy another? Oh, that's going to be a part of our next conversation that you and I are going to do. Um, but you see, I think it's down to personal discretion. I think that we are afraid of losing ourselves. Some of us have. Some of us just hear about what that looks like in terms of losing ourselves to someone else or in the situation. Um, I think sometimes we compromise so far because we don't want to lose an individual or I don't know, be isolated out of a situation. Um, yeah, but that's something that I definitely want to explore with you, Sandy, on the next live, which I'll talk to you about shortly after. Lee, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I just seen Lee for the second time. Has he disappeared again? But anyway, guys, it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. So I'm feeling mighty grateful, actually. Some people call it hump day. Are we still calling it that during this period of time? I don't know. Here's Lee. Lee,
Hello.
oh, you ran away from me, boo boo. Like,
How can I? How can I?
all right. So Lee, you want to say something. Has the moment gone? I apologize because had we not shut it down, potentially, because Instagram's usually an hour. Now it's letting you go over by an hour and a half, but some people's lives has gone missing because they've gone too far and it hasn't cut off. So yeah, so
Oh,
I thought cut it so I can at least capture, that live. So yeah, what was you going on to say? Do you remember what you wanted to say about?
It's been an hour already.
Hmm?
Now I was gonna say, like, what was I about to say?
Been an hour and a half, but carry on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, to be honest, we not always 100%. None of us is 100%. Like we have different lives.
Hmm.
Like your personality at
Hmm.
work and with your friends and family all differ. And with your own self, like they all differ in a way. There is there you have different filters for every one of those
Yeah.
scenarios, right? So it all comes down to choosing how much filter you want to apply to, those different scenarios to be able to still keep who you really are, your personality, instead of just like putting so much filter to it. Like what I'm thinking, what my thoughts and projections and dreams are. I am the only one who knows what they look, how I see them, how I visualize them, and everything. Even if I say to somebody, they might not have the same picture. So, in a way, it's a beauty that we have those different filters and different settings where we choose to reveal how much of us we want to share with those particular people. And it goes to whatever you were saying, like sometimes you have to choose how much you want to put out there so you don't put yourself in jeopardy or other people around you. But to me, it's to just still keep that whole essence of yourself somewhere
Of
in the
course,
picture.
of course,
And I
but
know
I
that's
think if
what
we
you do. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
I think that we see keep your true essence of yourself. Like me, here I am, but
Hmm.
it's the reality that no one really is their 100% self all the time, and that was the point I was trying to make.
Totally.
Having filters mean that you are not being yourself all the time because it's inappropriate to be according to who you may be.
That's right. That's totally
It's
true.
like wearing a beach outfit down the high street. It's inappropriate. But maybe you want to have your naked ass out, but it's inappropriate. And your real self is
Society.
to be like
Yes, yeah.
nudist, or
So,
to be nude, but you're now having to use a filter because you get arrested.
that's right. Society is here to really filter all of that. But
Right.
yeah, to me, the true essence, the core essence, like because you have the particular things that are here and all that, but the core essence of who you are, like the energy that you portray, you put out there in the universe, you gotta preserve that. Even you have to put, a couple of tweaks here and there to just fit the specific scenario or place where you're going to be in the same atmosphere, but just keeping that true essence somewhere in the
Mm.
picture is definitely what really matters. You know what I mean?
Well
So
said. Well said. So you're getting some love here with the love heart. So they agree too. That I definitely agree on. I am all about supporting the art of individualism. But I'm at, and I really, I love them. I actually love I can say I love quite a lot of my characteristics, but not
mhm.
all of them. And I think that people will be surprised to hear someone say that out loud because there's so much idle fakery. Oh, I love myself. Self-love. Remember, it's become a trend now. It's a positive trend.
It's yeah.
It's become a
Mhm.
trend to a point where people are removing their self and just saying it as an affirmation without really understanding what they're saying.
Yeah,
So I've always been honest and said, I love myself in portions. Because some of the other self, it no longer serves me. It's got to go.
totally. But how many of us are really saying I love myself and they just kind of just saying it for the sake of it. They
That's what I'm
just
trying to say.
they
It's
don't
become
believe
a
it.
trend. Everywhere
Yeah,
you turn is self-love posts. So people
exactly.
say, I'm going to give you a prime example. It's still an emotion. Okay, so we're
Hmm.
talking about emotions here. I come across daily on social media women that are unnecessarily naked. They're not advertising lingerie or bikini
Hmm.
beach models. You've just got these constant bum shots because that's the trend. And on an emotional level, you're saying, I'm more than just my looks. No one's seeing that, because that's what you're portraying to the men that you're showing yourself. And it disgusts me, because I feel like I love sexy, I love erotic. If it's in art form, I'm all for it. I love nudity in art form. But all these women have these backshot pictures and they feel great. I love myself is written at the bottom half the time. And I think to myself, if that is the new rendition of love, I don't want it.
It's weird, you know, like being subtle is everything. Like sometimes
Right,
when you show less is better than showing everything. You know what I mean? Like who
right.
am I to judge anyway? But you know, it's just kind of weird when,
We all
yeah,
do. Just be strong opinion. That's all judgment means, is strong opinion. Another emotion that I've detached from.
totally, totally. No, no, I understand.
I really have. I looked up the word and I thought, why are we so hung up on the word judgment? And you know my conclusion?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody judges. That's why we say, thou shalt not judge, because everyone judges.
Totally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
While studying counseling back in the day, that was also a big deal. But that's the point. Judgment just means strong opinion. So I can honestly say, do I judge? Yes, I'm opinionated.
She's a good thing. You say just
You see
like
my point? I mean, I
yeah,
don't,
yeah,
because the word is so horrible, because we haven't really
mhm,
researched what that word really means. We hear it, but we've not really researched it. It
yeah.
just means strong opinion. But condemning someone, like giving them a prison sentence with your opinion, is something totally different.
Exactly. No, you're totally right. You're totally right. You
So I'm
know,
not scared to be judged at all. In terms of what I would say to people is, if you wrongly judge me, that may offend me. But if you
exactly.
judge me correctly and you don't beat me, I can deal with that,
That
because
shows
you would
that
have
you're
had the right
confident.
version of who I am at least.
Exactly. That shows that you're confident with yourself, who you truly are. That you're not really um, worried about anybody giving you some criticism, because it can only, you know, benefit you, you know, in
Yeah,
a
but not
way.
all criticism. I've learned to have pretty thick skin in many
Mhm.
areas, but
Yeah.
as an artist and a creative person in my own right, I think that, um, and you are being a songwriter yourself, so I think that we can be sensitive depending on what it is. But I think that nobody likes to be criticized, but I think constructive criticism can be taken in a positive vein.
Totally. Totally. Now, you know, like you said, nobody wants to be criticized, but
Mm,
you're able to discern sometimes when somebody's really coming at you from a genuine
right,
place
right,
to criticize, to make you, you know, move forward, and somebody who's coming to try to destroy you. You know what I mean? Like
right.
sometimes, you know, you have people that are just out there, the naysayers, and they were just kind of trying to put you
Right.
down for no reason. So you got to be able to really you know, be able to know who the naysayers are that are
Mm-hmm.
just saying no for no reason, or just
No
trying to do it
reason.
for, you know,
Mm.
have an agenda like you were saying earlier, you
Mm.
know. But yeah.
Well, I was saying as I was pinning this post,
Hmm.
a few things came to my mind. And guys, once again, please feel free to share your thoughts on anything to do with emotions, the good, the bad, the other. I was thinking about things like anxiety and how our nervous system works, and depression, and how we we manifest a lot of that ourselves emotionally. I listen to a lot of Buddhist reflective material. I love it. I've always been obsessed with Buddhism. I'm not
Hmm.
Buddhist, but I love it. I love mindfulness in that
That's
side of
dope.
it. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Um, so I do a lot of, so we spoke about today, I mean, in the promo I mentioned,
Hmm.
which you said also about how do we manage our emotions, in terms of balance, the equilibrium. And I'll start off by saying that I work daily in every moment I can, pull out of myself. I've gone quite deep into mindfulness, and so I've got a long way to go. And I want to get into that as a side profession as well. The whole breath work, energy work, shadow, it's something that I'm drawn to now, because I myself started doing as much times as I can in the week, I'll get up. I always say my prayers anyway, naturally, but I'd get up. I'll do a combination of stretches and yoga, and then a bit of breath work, and then just be a bit of stillness, because my mind is like, there's too much monkey chatter going on constantly, from one thing to another. I've never been able to master it. I've never mastered it, but the effort is there to cut out the white noise and give myself a gift of stillness. So how do I, let's go, let's share that moment with me in terms of the higher self now and the lower self. Let's get into that.
Mhm.
Yeah, are you ready?
That's dope. That's dope. See,
Yeah.
we kind of, what I think is like, we're scared. Like, people confuse being lonely and alone as two
Oh,
different
talk it.
things.
I said this
You know what I
today.
mean?
That's, break it
Like,
down for us, please.
people are scared to be by themselves
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
they automatically think, this whole being lonely, you're not with people, so it's not what it is. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to
Right.
be alone. Take the time to really spend it with yourself, by
Mm-hmm,
yourself, and
mm-hmm.
get to know who you really are. And what you're doing right now, it's really important. How can you be with people if you're not comfortable with your own self? You know what I mean? You got
We're taught to say that and think that as well.
what's that?
Yeah, see what you just said, which is brilliant, which we always say.
Hmm.
We are taught to say and think that. It's like when we say to people, how
Hmm.
could you love someone else if you don't love yourself? You actually can.
But no, what I'm saying is, where I'm trying to go is, like, you gotta spend some time alone and be comfortable with you being alone. I'm not just
I
saying
love my own.
in bed or whatever. Just, let's say, take a trip by yourself and go get lost in a different country where you don't know anybody, nothing about the country.
I've done
Get
that as well.
lost and figure your way around town or whatever you be at, just to see what you can handle and what you
That
cannot
takes
handle.
extreme confidence. Can I share something with you?
So too,
I love my own company.
that is
Yeah.
it.
To
That
the
is the
point of kind of unhealthy, to be honest. Because I love people. I'm a people's person. But sometimes I can't wait to get away. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes I can't wait to get away from the same people that I love, whether it's friends, family, or other, because I really enjoy that alone time, be it mental chattering time or just stillness. Example, I booked 2 days in a hotel last week
Mhm.
by myself, and I am dating somebody, but I still
Dope,
booked in by myself.
dope, dope.
Yeah, and that's
That's
weird
it.
to a lot of people. But I'm like, my manager was like, "Well, that's weird. That's a waste of money." I'm like, "Bro, don't you smoke? Ain't that a waste of money?
No,
How about that?"
no, you're doing your
It's a
own
part of
thing.
my well-being. I
Yeah.
mean, usually I do spa hotels, so I love spas, steams, treatments. I go and see Mr. Miyagi all the time, which is my Chinese massagist, and and it helps me to de-stress. It helps me unwind anxieties if I have it. It helps me to, and by the way, and guess what I brought to the hotel with me, which is my
Mm,
most important asset of what I brought. Are you ready, guys? A bunch of flowers for myself.
nice. See,
Yeah.
you
And it's
treat
not because the
yourself.
person I'm dating, he brings me flowers all the time. But just let me break this down to you. Yeah. I'm having a relationship with myself at the same time. I always will. Sometimes I date myself so good. Sometimes I'm not a good date to myself.
That's dope.
We
That's
spend so
dope.
much time assessing how people treat you, how you treat yourself. So I
Yeah.
got to the hotel like a tourist, not so far from where I live. Yeah. And I had my flowers. And I said, please give me a big glass if you don't have a vase. I
Mm,
broke the flowers up. I cut it up. I had the scissors with me. Yeah. By chance. And I brought candles with me and I lit it. I put roses in the shower. I laid it out in the shower.
nice.
Yeah. I gave myself a flower ritual shower for myself, wet my crown. I says, girl, this is you.
That is dope.
Yeah.
That is
No
dope.
matter how much I was frustrated and emotional days before that, that in that moment, I had to pull myself through and say, this is for you. Somebody buy me flowers as a bonus because I got to my own.
It's a bonus. That's what it is. You come first for anything before
Yeah, I would love it,
anything.
but it's a bonus. I'm not going to
Mhm.
wait for nobody to take me abroad, but pay for an apartment for me or a hotel. Because if I wait on people, I'll be waiting forever. So I'm one that be like, guess what? This, with or without anybody, I'm going to do me.
That's it. Do you? No
And I was
expectation.
peaceful. I mean, I loved it so much. And I didn't put on any TV or no social media while I was there. I spoke to you because I needed to correspond with you while I was
Mhm.
there. So the
Yeah.
next day I done Netflix after 24 hours. But the point I'm trying to make is
Mhm.
holding on to emotions. What I do to help me find balance. I haven't mastered it,
Mhm.
but I am very close to knowing what works for me.
Exactly. That you said it. That's what it is.
You
To
understand?
finding out what works for you. Exactly.
For you, and that's it. How do you know? And so talking about depression and anxiety, and what else can we think of that may affect people, just the nervous system, people that suffer with nerves basically. Do you reckon you can share any tips also alongside of what I said of the things that people can do? Some people might train and go and work out and that can help with their emotions. What's your thoughts? Because you train, right?
Me, yeah, I do.
So do you find that training, which I know it does when I am
Yeah.
training, helps you emotionally? What's the impact on training for you? And how does it assist your emotions?
um, how do I say this? For me, it goes back to the same what I've been preaching right now, like just trying to understand what are your triggers, because
Mm,
you can be if you're still in denial, there is no
mm,
way you could go past where where you at. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Denial really keeps you away from making
yeah,
the leap. So somebody in denial is somebody who doesn't know. Maybe they know, maybe they don't know, but who hasn't like uh, how do I say this? Somebody who maybe knows the truth but doesn't want to recognize what it is. So you have to
right.
really come in terms to understand who you really are to be able to process anything else. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because you can't just let's say somebody who does martial arts,
mm,
they go out in the wilderness and somebody throws a punch at them. They might not be able to defend themselves for that punch, but they might be, sitting well to kind of, where the punch is coming from. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because they're training, they understand the whole concept about the fight. But somebody
Mm.
who doesn't know anything about martial arts, about to take a hit at any time. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, we want to fix the problem without even acknowledging it, ourselves, like without really knowing our reference point. You got to know where you at before you
So
even
let me
think about
ask you, I'm gonna get deeper into you because you're so good at being external with your examples. Let me get into you.
it. Okay, talk
Yeah.
to me. Mhm.
What are your negative triggers? Give me at least three.
Negative triggers.
Yeah, what would happen or be done or said to you, or a scenario that you can remember that triggers you negatively? And then what does that look like?
Negative triggers is uh, people nagging for no reason. Like,
We're talking about women. Because
okay,
men
so
don't
in
nag. I've got
particular,
something for you out. Go on, we talk about women.
okay, women triggers would be
No, no, no,
going
no, no,
back
no,
to.
no. You said nagging, so it has to be a woman because men don't nag, do they? No man's classified as being a nagger,
No, no, it
right?
depends. It depends. It depends on who you're dealing with. Men and women, we
What are
we
you?
all
to. And for the record, I have to say this because you're not going to say it. Yeah, clearly, so I'm going to say it. Anyone viewing this, please vibe with me. Let me know if it's wrong or right.
What?
Often say, you didn't say, but I'm going to say that women nag for no reason. I've never met a happy woman who nags. I'm just saying, I've never. So what men often tend to do is say that. I'm not saying you said it. I'm just saying due to that word,
Go
right?
ahead. I'm not listening.
I would say to men, why is your partner nagging? Oh, and they don't go into no. That's why she's nagging, because you're evasive to the problem, or you're repeating the pattern, or you're ignoring the matter or the issue or the elephant in the room, or whatever it is. A happy woman does not nag unless she has psychiatric issues. She's so ecstatically happy that she's like, I'm going to nag today to burn time.
You seem to forget about the whole testing side of
What?
women.
No,
Just
nagging. Testing is okay.
Yeah.
Let's isolate.
So,
Let's isolate. Let's isolate this. Okay. I'm being gender specific because I've never heard of a nagging man. But if there's any nagging men, I got a tampon for your ass. Okay. I've never heard of a man who nags.
So nagging, how would you explain to me what I meant by saying nagging? It's like coming back to the same thing over and over and over. It's like
that's just repetition. That's not really nagging, is it?
In a way.
Okay, well, I want to know if there's a man that nags.
What would be your definition of nagging? I want to know.
Okay, okay. I told you that the light switch needed to be sorted out. You come here every night and you see it and you haven't touched it. I mean, do I need to be in a pitch black before you look at the light switch? Okay, don't worry about it. I'll find a man who can. No, it's okay. My brother will fix it. It's fine. So you're going to keep coming here and not fix a light switch? Really? Okay, no problem. It's fine. It's fine. And I'm saying it to you, and I'm saying it till I stop saying it. And then suddenly you fix it and you want a red rose for it. No, you're not going to get it.
But you give me a specific,
women, okay, nagging, you left your socks on the floor. Maybe you didn't put the toilet seat down. Maybe you are, I don't know. It could be so many things. I'm just being typical. I'm being stereotypical here when I say that. Women, so maybe, a happy woman does not nag. I've never met a woman in my life that nags at her partner if she's happy or fulfilled or content. So it turns into a nag. I don't believe, you can tell me if I'm wrong, I don't believe anyone says the first statement as a nag. It has to be a continuation of a matter or an ignored, evasive matter, why someone begins to nag at you to get it done or to look at the situation.
I would say it depends. What you say, definitely, I agree with what you say. But in certain cases, like you would, get into an argument with somebody, let's say with your partner, you get into an argument and they would try to find a way to just get at you. So they would use one thing after, another just to try to get.
I'm going to challenge you now. I'm going to be challenging with you. Why would the woman be happy if she's happy?
Yeah, something that has nothing to do with, what, you guys got in the fight in the first place. You know what I mean? So you using that to trying to get to me. That's a kind of nagging too.
But let's explore that. Because you see, I hear you and I accept that. I'm going to get challenging of you now. Yeah, so we can get internal for a moment. Think about what you just said. And everything you said is gospel. It's true. But what I'm trying to do is unlace it even further. When someone does not have an opportunity to express themselves, start with that kind of person, they will implode and find any scenario to hit you with bullets when they can, and everything comes out at one time. Because there has not been a safe place to be able to express in the first place. Okay? Then you get those people, those scenarios where they have an opportunity to express, but it's not within them to be expressive.
Mm.
Okay. And when
Okay.
it comes up, everything comes out. So you use one scenario to tell about another scenario, and things keep coming out sideways. You see what I'm saying to you? But so let's look at that. So think logically for a moment. If I was, let's say I felt like we didn't share enough time together and you was my partner, I may not say it in a nagging way. But perhaps I'm watching a movie and I see a scene and be like, you see, that's, yeah. And I've used that movie we're watching to indicate something to you. And there you go, spiral starts. That's what women often do. And you know that. Yeah? Oh, my friend's partner is so great with his wife. You know, and there's so many innuendos that women do. But I would be
Oh,
surprised if that man did not see red flags or he was ignoring something in the beginning of why it's come out in those ways and she's become a nagger. That is I mean, people, viewers, tell me, what's your thoughts? Do you nag for no reason? There's got to be a motive why people
no,
nag.
there is a reason. There's definitely a reason. Now, it all depends. It could be 100 different reasons that
All
are
right.
not necessarily, the fault of, the guy or whatever. You know what I mean? The guy's fault. Um, but it's one of my triggers, honestly talking, man. That's
So Sandy's
definitely.
asking, what are the other two things that trigger you other than nagging?
Um, so nagging and people that are definitely not treating others well. Like, let's say in a social setting, somebody really picking on somebody else and doing it in like a certain way, like a diminishing way. Even if it's not directed to me, I would definitely, I wouldn't want to be around that type of energy. That triggers
Yeah,
me. You know what I mean?
that's amazing. Before we go on to your third,
Hmm.
there's people in the comments box, and then on this second part of the talk, I'm going to spend a lot more time slightly interrupting us while we go into the comments as we
Yeah,
wind
yeah.
down the talk slowly but surely. So someone on here, I'm just going to say AK because when it's all these words are joined together, I can't even start with all that.
Hmm.
Says, I don't speak fluent English, but I enjoy listening to you discuss. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad. There's someone also writing in French. Maybe you can interpret. Please put your phones on silent when you're doing the live. Yeah. Um, okay, Sandy said, I forgot how to treat me good. Be in a minute. Got to get back to it. Yeah, sometimes I don't treat me good either. But I know what I love. I know what I love. And sometimes having the courage for us to do it alone if need be. You know, let's read whatever anyone else has got to say. Just sending some highs. You may want to put your phone on silent, sir.
Okay, let me do that. So,
It makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Sandy, no, when I went to the hotel, I didn't bring a vibrator, darling. I bought flowers. Sorry to disappoint you. Did you read that comment? Leon.
mm,
Sandy
so
says vibrator. I think that was talking at the point where I said, guess what I brought to the hotel with me? And she says vibrator. I says no,
I,
flowers.
I missed out on that one. Okay.
Vibrators are very unreliable, but that's a whole different Jerry Springer show, girl. Okay, we're gonna get to that another time.
Okay. Oh
Wait,
man.
Leon, may I ask you an intrusive question?
Oh
Before,
man.
are you
Okay.
legal? Wait, are you legal for that little joke I made? How young are you?
Oh man. I'm how old do you think I am?
You're not actually okay. Let me be like Sandy because a lot of people are coy with their age. Okay,
All
I am
right.
44 years young and I'm 44 years strong. I'm a grandmother also and a mother to a 27-year-old, and I love it. I love it. You can call me grandma. You go next. I love it. I'm proud. I'm alive. And God has chosen me. Every year that I get older in age, I'm like, you told me to be here, and I'm getting finer as they go by.
See, I like how you really went around the question that I just threw at you. No,
No, that's how I look at my lives. I'm always saying I'm 44 years young, 44 years strong. What is there to hide about our age?
no, it's not nothing about hiding. Age is just a number. It's all how you wear it. You know what I
See,
mean?
that's emotional for you because up to now you've not said it.
No, it's no. I'm just saying.
Go
It's
on.
all how you wear it. I'm 41.
Okay, so he's legal for that joke, Sandy. That was a legal joke. He can share that. I'm just checking. I was just checking. He legal. You look a lot younger.
Oh, thank you. You too.
41. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm a little kid. I'm a little kid trapped in an older man's body. You know,
What's your
spiritually.
diet like? I don't understand how you don't even look. You look like you're about. You don't even look 30. That's
See,
amazing, right,
I,
guys?
I asked you the question first. You went
What was
around
the
it.
question? What was the question?
How old do you think I was? That's what
Oh, I just said it. In your 30. In
Here
your
we are.
30.
Here we are.
Literally. Wow.
Mm.
Damn, your diet clearly works for you, boo boo. Okay, so do you guys have any questions directly for Lee? I'm sure you want me to kind of put a gobsmacker in my mouth at this point and allow Lee to express a little more before he
Right.
winds down his part.
We're good. We're flowing.
We're flowing, yeah? Well, Lee, let's get into you as a person now, then. And perhaps if there's anything else that you guys want to add, Lee can we can fill in the blanks. Tell us, you are a motivational speaker. Let me give a bit of backlog. I came across Lee on Instagram and I loved all of his posts about how he presents himself, what he speaks about, and clearly inspirational and motivational. You are a public speaker. And a bit of a, what we say, humanitarian, is that how I say it? You are very charitable, and it's the things I see. You love to travel, which is why I made the promo the way I did. You love to travel. Tell us a bit now about Lee as the motivational speaker and why you do the things you do, why you share the posts you do.
Mm. I think it would go back to what I was saying earlier at the beginning that I grew up in a big family where, you know, um, I was around a lot of, different people. For instance,
Mm-hmm.
my father being a doctor and just welcoming home people that we didn't know at all. And he would let them stay there for like a couple months at times or even a year. Total strangers that we didn't know. So some people will come in like looking really bad and
Mm-hmm.
you just kind of feel uncomfortable being around them. But after a while, they become family. So growing around that energy and that environment kind of made me want to be somebody, just like my dad, how he
Right.
used to help those people, he
That's
didn't have
strong.
to. He didn't have to help those people when they come at him to, asking for help, but he just did it as out of generosity and just doing the right thing. So growing up around that vibe, I wanted to be like him in a way, just being able to talk to total strangers and make friends with them and just be able to have a platform where I could just, do something. Matter of fact, the reason why I'm doing the music is because being a kid, I used to see that family will come together around, Christmas and all these big holidays and we all, dancing around the music. So that
Mhm.
alone was an inspiration to me to be a musician, somebody who would do the music to make people feel good. I was all about, bringing people together. So
Mhm.
fast forward, we're here right now where, we're experiencing this whole coronavirus thing. People are depressed and going through, a lot of hurdles, ups and downs and everything. The vibe is no longer the same, like people are not feeling good. And we were saying it earlier, some people are not comfortable being by themselves, just that distance is just like depressing so much that it's crazy. So I just wanted to offer like you know, something, a word that would resonate to somebody and that would make them feel good or better through whatever is
Can you
going
share
on.
those sentiments and what you may say to someone in those situations? What would you say? What have you said? And how's it made a difference?
Like to me, the things that I usually talk about is like uh, pain. Through pain, we get to understand ourselves better. You know what I mean? Like uh, hurdles, like opportunities for us to learn and grow.
Mm.
Like, and when I talk about that, it's pretty much being able to reframe any situation that happens to you. Like
Mm.
using words like, I have a problem. I rather use a challenge rather than a problem. Because when you say a problem,
Right.
you know what I mean? A problem just kind of communicate to your subconscious that, this is something super heavy that you might not be able to tackle. But when you say a challenge, it's like it's daring you to want to do something. It's like it's motivating you to actually do it. You know what I mean? Like when you say somebody it's a problem or it's a challenge, I challenge you to do this. They're more
Yeah.
inclined to actually want to do it because
Yeah.
it's not intimidating as just saying the word a problem. You know what I mean?
Problem.
So
So
it's all
true.
about reframing and accepting the unknown because creation only happens from the unknown. You cannot
Yeah.
create, something you already know. So
Hmm.
it's good to stay, it's okay to be in the unknown and just project something good. Because fear, if we want it or not, fear is just like this feeling that we have. It's like what I want to preach or what I always want to tell people is like live from your imagination. We do in a way, but we
Mm.
use our imagination in the worst case scenario in the bad way. Like when you think about fear, it's never in the present or the past. Fear is something in the
Yeah.
future. So we using our imagination to project the feelings, the sentiment, and how we would feel when the actual event occurs when it's not even here. So we
Yeah.
taking it all and we're feeling all those emotions when the thing is not even here yet. So how about
Mm.
you try to use that same energy and turn it? I know easier said than done, but it's doable. The same way we're
Mm.
able to project fear in the future, the same way we're able also to project optimism and all of that. Like that's the reason why I say earlier, like being vulnerable is a good thing. Being vulnerable should be something to inspire you to want to do better. It's okay to not know. Could you imagine if we all knew what was going to happen tomorrow? That
Mm.
everything, whatever we're going to be doing, we just know everything. It wouldn't be intriguing or exciting or there's no there's nothing romantic about it. It's just like you know it all. So there's no drive to even want to do anything when you know it all, but not knowing and trying to figure a way to get to where you're trying to go, it's something beautiful in itself. You know what I mean? And going through hurdles might be something difficult at the time where we're experiencing it. But it's part of life. That's part of what really build our character. And just think about it 5 years from now or a couple of months from now, you could be looking back at it and just talking about that experience, laughing about it, and just saying that to somebody to inspire them to want to do better because they taken you as a reference point for what you've gone through. You know what I mean? So I try to tell people to look at obstacles
Mm.
and challenges as an opportunity to learn and grow. It's easier
That's
said than done, but
really, really positive. So allow me to ask you,
talk to me.
Based on emotion, are you the type to easily fall in love or not?
I not really. It's
How
crazy.
in love? If so, how many times?
I've been in love. I've been in love. I would say maybe twice, twice, twice.
Okay, that tells me a lot about you because that sounds like me. Some people do fall in love every 5 minutes, and everyone they meet is the one.
Yeah.
And someone like me, I can be in love, 2, 3 times in a lifetime, but it can happen overnight. So it can be. Do you see what I'm saying? So it can be instant,
Hmm.
instant connection, which
Yeah.
actually can be years of relationship, with that
Yeah.
person.
Totally.
It's basically, it can be suddenly, but very infrequently.
Totally.
So I just wondered, that would tell me that means you can fall in love very quickly if it's that, unless you are
See,
holding on.
I am like I'm a people's person.
That I know.
Definitely. People's person. I'm very romantic, but in a way also,
Ooh. Ooh. Go on.
but you know, I am how do I say it is also very private in a way. You know what I mean? Like um
Do you find me asking you these type of questions a little bit too much for you?
no, it's cool. I'm
I'm
having a good
actually spearing. I don't think you realize what I do on this page. I'm spearing you. I'm being very nice.
time.
I can tell someone that speaks from an. Let me tell you.
Talk to me.
Okay, we're all different, and it's beautiful.
Hmm.
And we can all be people that does live TV, podcast, radio, the lot. And
Hmm.
everyone has their position. And I always say that Obama speaks great publicly, but can he speak intimately, privately? Some people cannot. Many, many, many people do all that we do, and they cannot even say the word "I love you," but they can speak to a billion people on the stage. And I find that sad, but very interesting. And then you get people that can't do anything, would never sit here and do a live like this.
Hmm.
But yet, on a personal level, they can express emotion. So with me, I would say that some people are just either because you can see it as private. We can see a lot of things as private,
Hmm.
and but I always say whether it's humor or being able to teach somebody something, share something, I'm always
Hmm.
willing to sacrifice a little part of me in order to
Hmm.
relate or to say, if she can do that, so can I.
Totally.
If she can say that, so can I. Like, because that is when I became ultimately free and being my most divine self. Because this is the way I see it. If Oprah Winfrey put it in the book, nobody would say, "Oh my God, did she say that?" You'd be like, "Oh my God, it's Oprah.
Hmm.
Oh my God, it's Steve Harvey." But because you and I don't have celebrity statuses, if
Hmm.
we share traumatic stuff, oh my God, can you believe what they said on that
Yeah,
live?
I know, right? I know, I know. No,
I'm
it
telling you,
took me a while.
I don't need anyone's validation. I validate myself.
That's
And
the
if I need to
thing.
have a status to give me permission to express and expose, then I don't need it. I do
That's
think it's important to hold on to something within yourself. But other than that, this platform is about soul connectivity. So whether people want to be a little bit more shy, that's fine. Or be open, that's also
no,
fine.
no, no. I was just giving my whole
But that's all
thing,
right. I do
So
think that you're more of an external speaker in public, and that's nothing wrong with that.
mhm.
Yeah. So I think you're going to be more calculated in terms of what you say if it's close to the bone.
Mm, what I was
Mm,
trying to say is pretty much this. Like private, I was like I'm still private, but it was something that was really weighing heavy on me. You
mm.
know, you know what I mean? Like
What was?
the whole privacy thing. Like
Oh,
like I'm an external what do you say?
introvert, extrovert, maybe?
Extrovert, exactly. What did I say? External, extrovert. I'm an extrovert, introvert, but it took me a while to really get into this whole um letting go of the so wanting to be private, side of me. You know what I mean? Like
But why? Why did you want to let go of it? And what's wrong with that for you?
No, it's just like kind of tune it down a little bit. And not letting go, but tune it down. That's pretty much what it is. Like
Mhm.
it's just being comfortable with who I am, like
Yeah.
just being comfortable and just being me, you
Yeah.
know, as a whole. So, but a couple years ago I wasn't like super like kind of comfortable, putting myself out there, like I've been doing lately and all
What
that.
you mean, the speaking and stuff.
Yeah, speaking and all that. I just wanted it more in like, let's say, a more private setting and just I could talk and all that stuff. Because a lot of people know me, but they don't know me,
Yeah, me too.
They have an
Me
idea
too.
of me, but they don't know who I really am, for my side that I, decided to keep a little bit on the low. But now that I'm coming out, it's just more like out there. That's what I was trying to say. Nothing about, uh, being in the
No,
show
but
and trying to.
there's a motive for everything we say. So it's still
Mhm.
relatable, I think, in regards to what I was saying. And there's nothing wrong with whether someone's more private than others. I
Mhm.
think we have to assess why we share what we do when we do and without being reckless. People can share recklessly,
Exactly.
just for the sake of it. But for me, this will be a shocker for a lot of people watching this. I live extremely private, but I speak extremely open, and one must know the difference.
Totally. See, I give you an example, like the video I just did with the whole Christmas vibe donation and all that stuff. Like something I was doing for a while. I never shared it with anybody, even my close circle. Nobody knew about it. I was just keeping it for myself. But now being
And
able
would you
to
like
just,
to with what you're referring to right now?
yeah, so exactly things like that. I was doing it for being private in a way, but
Now I was saying, share with the viewers what you're talking about because they don't know what you're talking about in
oh,
regards to.
oh, oh. No, it just me uh, coming up with this whole Christmas tradition where I would put, a little note in an envelope and put, some money worth a couple of day of grocery for, people that are not,
Mhm.
fortunate enough to have somebody to, tap them on the shoulder or give them a hug and say, happy holidays and all that. So I go from the 20th all the way to the 25th or the 24th.
Wow.
I'll be out in the city just, with my envelopes, going around seeing, homeless guys and waking them up, just kind of having a little conversation and, handing them the
Mhm.
envelope. And, it's something really that touched my heart. I think it's dope. I never shared it with anybody.
So,
It
it's
goes
so,
back to, the whole, keeping everything, not everything, but just being private in a way.
yeah.
And also, I didn't feel like putting it out there would do any service to those people. But, after thinking about it for a while, I'm like, why not just put it out there so you can inspire other people to do the same?
Right.
You
But
know?
how you went about that was still very humble. So, Lee,
Hmm.
um, as we wind down this live,
Yeah.
before I do, is there anything on this topic, emotion, that you would like to add that I have missed or may have missed in the midst of us talking?
See, I'm having so much fun that I lost track of what we talked.
That's okay. I remember it's my duty to keep track of time and how the cast is, like where we go left, right, dead roads, turn
Yeah,
round, try again. This is my job. It's for
yeah,
you. I'm
that's
your co-pilot. So you can
that's
sit
what it
there,
is.
chill, drink wine, relax.
That's
Yeah.
dope. No, all I want to say is pretty much, you
On,
know,
on, on emotions, have we missed, is there anything you'd like to add on that before we leave?
um, I think we're good. We're good. All I want to say is pretty much try to focus. Anybody listening right now, emotions are definitely something that is in our DNA. That's why that is the actual pillar, the principal pillar for human beings. We
Hmm.
live. Emotions are the thing that is kind of like governing us, you know what I mean, in a way. So you got to be able to really know yourself
Yeah.
and be able to understand um, the world around you, and that way you're able to like channel your emotions in the direction where you want them to go, because it's not all they don't always come the way we want them to come, but it's on us to really guide them and direct them, give them a
Yeah.
path to whatever works best for us. It's just said done, but it's definitely doable. You know what I mean?
Well
So,
said. And where does Leon see himself in the future? What does the future hold for Leon?
Leon, I see uh, music career definitely.
What type of
Uh,
music do you like? Or what type of music do you create, should I ask?
I do pop, R&B, and I do Afrobeat. Right
So
now I'm
you
working.
are a songwriter?
Yeah, I'm a singer songwriter.
Are you any
Um,
good?
I
Yeah.
am I am the best.
Oh, now we're talking. Okay. So you see yourself releasing music? Have you released anything as yet?
My last single that I released was Isabella. It's a song that I released right before the Corona whole thing, and I had the chance to go to Senegal to promote, and then from there went to Paris
Did you
and
do a video or anything for that?
yeah,
Or
there was a
well,
video.
do me a
Then
favor, inbox it to me at your earliest convenience. And maybe the next time when you come on, bring your guitar and give us a song
no,
in between
no
our
doubt,
talk. Yeah?
no doubt, no doubt.
Before you go, I'd like you to share a moment of afterthoughts with me. And I'd like to ask you, how has your experience been tonight, sharing elements of your thoughts and your soul right here on Free Flame Thoughts? How's it been for you?
It's been a dope experience. Just your vibe is amazing.
Thank you.
You come onto the room and just the light just shines and illuminating.
Oh,
So this is such
you.
a dope platform you have, just allowing people to express themselves and no pressure. It's all raw, it's all natural, it's all organic. You know what I mean? And that's something beautiful. All I can say is more power to you. Keep up, keep at it, and dope vibes only. Just keep spreading that love.
Dope vibes, Ollie. I love that. I'm going to put that tomorrow for my next post. Yeah.
That's good.
Well, Leon, I've been gentle on you today. I was a little gentle on you today. Mm-hmm. No, I'm joking. Leon, thank you so much for gracing me and our viewers with your presence. You were amazing. And
Thank
thank you for
you.
wanting to come on here discussing the topic of emotions to the fullest that we've been able to explore. Don't be a stranger. Come back soon, maybe before the end of this year.
Yeah.
Tell a friend. And thanks again. And we'll see you real soon.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
Have a good one.
you're
Later.
welcome. Lee, feel free to exit yourself above from the live, and I'll speak to
Mhm.
you soon. Namaste.
Later. Bye.
Bye. Oh, guys. Oh, so thank you guys for joining us today. It was really nice to converse with Leon here today. Wow, what are your thoughts? I'm about to post this post right down and download it to my page. As you know, once I download it, all the comments get lost. So please, please, please feel free to leave me some comments on today's post. There's part 1 and part 2. Letting me know what you thought and adding anything further in regards to any type of emotions you can possibly think of. Friday. Do we have a live on Friday? I'm not sure as yet whether it's going to be a gate crash or one-to-one. I'll see. Normally I know in advance, but as from last week, I'm not sure. So we'll see. And just look out for a post tomorrow that will highlight whether something's happening on the Friday. Thank you guys. Peace and love. And I'll see you soon. Peace. Oh, is there someone trying to come in right now? No, it looks like someone's trying to come in right now. It's not a gate crash. See you guys. Bye.